All right, Rob Smith here. I'm gonna start with this. Here we go. Give me just a moment. This is I'm dealing with a little less light than usual because I used the light setup here for where I was the last few days at the Antiquarian Book Fair. And I forgot to get that set up before I did this. So I'm a little behind. Um, Also, I've got a few things popped up that been, well, there's just a lot I'm trying to play catch up with. These are my friend Kim Allen gave me these. Here's a live for those who come in. Purr, 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 purr. And let's give that a quick click. Move that up there. Let's see if I can see anything. Turn the sound off. And bingo, bingo, bungo. All right. Now, what I want to do here is not what I'm going to be able to do right now because there's some other things I need. My intent, well, first of all, I'll share these. This is I'm not really clear about what these are. I thought they were they're the same exact size as Walter Foster books, but they're not Walter Foster books. Oh, there's a drawing in here. Oh, I didn't know that. I know the person who gave these to me wanted that drawing. These are just like the Walter Foster books, but I'm not familiar with these. They're supposed to be how to, but it seems if you can see there's a lot of explanation, but there's very little really how to. Here's a how to page, which is kind of how to design a page and how, but not. And this kind of has a step by step. I wish I could pull this out more, but I can't. Um, I can't. I'm stuck. Um, but there's a color wheel in here. I'm not clear what this is. More of a Arlie Gray. Must probably was, I guess. What's an interesting statement here? Reading a book or any number of books will not make you a painter, but practice and study, and the reading of books will certainly help. It cannot be done by rules. Well, Well, that's nice if you're just doing artwork for fun, but in the commercial world, it's all rules, and you have to follow the rules, and you have to do what you have to say. Artwork has to be a certain size to fit a certain area, and so it's certainly in a computer. It's even, I mean, it's far more strict in computer than it's ever. We've never seen such strictness involving illustration work as we have in the computer world, and that's certainly the case. It looks like someone did some painting who used this and used this almost as a background because there's a white paint across here. I'll also say these are this is pretty quick and dirty stuff, and a variation of Bob Ross and how this was done. I'm just really like these were given to me yesterday, I believe, and yeah, they were given to me yesterday. I didn't have a chance to really look at them. I mean, this is pretty loosey goosey stuff. That's not and of all things, if you're gonna lay out a cover, you don't put your lettering on the face, especially if you're trying to say portrait painting and you cover the portrait. Not good. So whoever laid this out didn't do such a hot job. That's a little bit. It's still not a good painting though. Very simplistic. And this is dated 1959. It looks like, and even for the well, then it should have been even better. So the person who did these was so in illustration, portraiture, and there's nothing really following the portraiture. Just the step by step doesn't make sense. This doesn't get you much anywhere. Just where to apply color, but not how to get an idea of texture. For example, it goes from here to there. So how did you arrive to these indentations and the eyebrows and the color of the hair, especially when there's so much. Why wasn't there's no color photograph of the subject? Just anyway, I don't know who Arlie Gray is. This is a new person to me. and actually new to me right this second because I'd never heard of Arlie Gray before. And I've got, I guess there's three of these here, three Arlie Gray, and this is Walter Foster. Now, look at the difference between that and this. Now, this could be called, I'm not sure, it's certainly not realism, it's certainly not, it's almost surreal in a sense because there's no base of the nose here. It just, there's, it's weird. It's strange. There's not a understanding of form. And yet all these books got, but then again, maybe that's why I've never heard of this person until really, even though these were handed to me yesterday, I was on my way out the door and I didn't really have a chance to look at them until right this second. These are pretty poor. I mean, if you know dogs, that's a weird looking dog. But that's good. That's nice stuff right there. Nice sense of everything. You get a real sense of form, not just not just that plane and that plane and that plane, but also under the eye plane. Something terribly missing here, where instead of indicating a plane, basically a line was used. And you do it's lines fine, but every time you add a line to a face, you're making that face that person look older every single line. So you have to be careful about adding a line. Yeah, this I thought I had a copy of this, but I'm not recognizing it, so I maybe did not. Very, very nice. Now this looks like someone it was this printed in color. I think someone may have drawn that in there. Very, very nice. Yeah, very good. Though again, the problem is there's no photograph of the person being drawn. So you kind of you're guessing that the person who drew it knew what they were doing. I mean, there's a very kind of Clark Gable-esque about that. He's not named here. I don't think I have this one. I probably have 75, 100 Walter Foster books. There's a lot. They were done over and over and over and over again. This one's clearly really early. It's $1 though, so I'm wondering how early this is. The person who actually drew its name was Iredell. Oh, there's no date on it here that I see. No date. There's a little step by step. It's not great. The step by step should include the photograph. And this looks like this also looks like actress. It's like Jean Peters. Coquille board. Were made on coquille board, which is practically impossible to find these days. Very, very difficult. Very, very interesting. This was not this was rather standard back cover for a bunch of Walter Fosters because I've got a number of them like that. And this is another Arlie Gray drawing horses. And this is better. He's better at horses. He's just stuck with horses. This has a lot of things about it says draw first, a complete drawing course. They put horses. So yeah. This is better. I mean, there you go, a little step by step up there. See that? Poppity pop pop. Boom, boom, boom. Again, having it looks like this was work from a photograph, but this plane doesn't make sense. Interesting. All right. Well, that is something I just getting a chance to look at these pages have some but all right. I thought I'd share something. I have a lot to share from the just from the book fair. But let's go with this. I know what I'm looking for. This will do. Okay, what to draw? I don't know. Grab some pens. My intent here is to do some illustrations where I'll probably do some color. That won't be today because I don't have handy what I need to do the color. So we're just going to kind of play. If there's anything, well, let's just see what it comes out of, whatever. We're also missing some light here. I apologize. I'll set that up and have it ready because I may go ahead and do one of these tomorrow too. I've been on the road since Friday. Was trying to rest a bit today. And I also like when I'm doing a little bit of pencil work. I may do more of that here, but I want to get into the idea of the good people. Oh, I remember now. You know what? This may be good enough to do some watercolor on. Let's change gear. I like that where that face is going. And also, when you're drawing, it's not a bad idea to have. We're coming up to Mermay, the whole month of May, drawing mermaids. I have no idea where I'm going to be or how I'm going to do that yet. But if I can, I do like, as I've done in the past, I like to work with real photos of ladies, just so I make sure I don't get the same. A little bit more, yeah, a little bit more open, like a little bit more liveliness to it. Something I was showing the Earl. I don't know if Arlie Gray. I don't think Arlie Gray is available anymore. Walter Foster books are still available today. Most have been, in a sense, updated, in that they look more like some people might look today. In that today there's less makeup. There's more. It's more of a stark look. There's also more of an angry look amongst the humans, Americans especially. And I noticed that the updates have occurred to these Walter Foster books. I do recommend them for learning how to draw. You can find them at a Michaels, I believe, still has all those, and I know Hobby Lobby was carrying them at one just recently. But I don't, pretty much don't. I'm trying to remember when I was last in Hobby. I was in some emergency thing. I ran in there looking for something. I don't remember what it was. Something else I may do tomorrow is I may do this earlier. It's because I admit I'm tired. Last few days have been extremely tiring. But it's good to think of the good people that are out there watching. I may just add color to this tomorrow. Wasn't really I took a bit of a nap before I started here, which is when I was gonna go. I'm so used to having everything set up ready to go that when I got sat down and realized, oh my gosh, everything's out gone. It's all in the car. I quickly ran out and got at least one light here. But I'm also not ready to do color either. I may add some color to this tomorrow. Let's give him put you put the arms out and the legs out, it gives a sense of freedom, happiness. I notice a lot of artwork being done today rarely has that kind of look. A lot of anger and a lot of things today. Even if you see me do Happy Animals, I'll be doing Happy Animals here in Marion County, Florida on the 28th of March. I'm not quite sure. It's going to be at the Marion County Days. I'm not quite sure where I'll be doing that yet, which booth, but it'll be in a booth there. And I'll say I'm tied to so many organizations these days. I think I'm being expected in two or three different booths. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Get that in there. I'm gonna pull that back. I just want to make sure I make something I make a lot of mistakes of which I mentioned is making the legs too short. See if I can fix that because usually I'm drawing it. I'm not doing this. I'm just drawing. I'll give him a vest. Give him a little more weight than I was going to. So this will kind of be a two-part thing where I'll return tomorrow. Well, dash and God might do this noontime or so tomorrow. A little more awake. I'm getting tired in the evening. Even though I slept in, I hardly slept the last few days. All right. Now, one thing I can't remember. Oh gosh, I took the top off this pen and didn't put it back on. How dare I? I think this is. I one of these waterproof. I've got a box of pens right out. Check it out. These really good. Ones. It's sitting in the car. It's blazing hot here. Cars, everything's running about 100 degrees. Very, very hot. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of line here. So I say tomorrow I'll probably come back in and do some color. It's a little different than what I usually do. But if you're watching and like what you're seeing, please a thumbs up would be appreciated. Make mention that I've just learned today that old friend of mine's died, Jerry Dowling, great cartoonist, great guy. He was one of the people I always hung out with at the National Cartoonist Society. I have very fond memories of being with them either at the event or usually we'd go get lunch or walk away from the reception, go do something. Him and his wife, who was also basically Jerry, was kind of the two Jerrys. She was Geraldine, but Jerry was a sports cartoonist covering Cincinnati. His big game was baseball. He loved baseball, and he hated people who were screwing up the game. He was he would not hold his thoughts, and of course he drew it as well too. Remember his despising Marge shot, and I can't even remember. I don't remember. I'm not a sports person, so I can't tell you exactly what Marge did. But wow, he drew some pretty nasty things about her. A lot of problems with Pete Rose too. Though I think he believed later that he should be put in the Hall of Fame. Now, I may be getting that a little backwards. But involving people in the National Cartoon Society, when we get together, there's folks I didn't want anything to do with. And there are those I really enjoyed hanging around with. And I love his style. There's a cartoonist on the west coast of Florida. Shoot, I just lost his name. He's a friend. And I can't think of his name. I was just thinking about him when I saw because the styles are similar. They're the inking is very hard, and then it's soft, real what's known as line quality, hard line quality, and that's something that Jerry and it'll come to me here. They both have that kind of style, and I like that style. It's not easy to do because you have to have a lot of confidence when you press on an ink nib like that. Well, you kinda I mean, I'm not saying that about myself, but I have to have a lot of confidence when I draw and make it up as I go. And I started thinking I'd do it this way, seeing some, something out because I was doing something with YouTube and I saw a little channel about, um, doing some paintings, and it occurred to me I should really be working and also this weekend, that certainly came out. No, I am doing of the good people, and this isn't necessarily even about St. Patrick's Day. I actually enjoy drawing this these guys. 'Cause we need to be happier about things. We don't need to be depressed about every bloody thing. Let's be happy about stuff. Be glad wherever you are in life that you're wherever you are in life, because a lot of people aren't anywhere in life. It really sad are those who don't realize that they are in a spot in life. They don't really realize things till they get older. And that's not to say I don't realize things now, but I'm saying there's a lot of people who don't realize things. I've tried to alter my ways, but I think I've gone astray over the decades. But there's a lot of folks who don't hold on, I'm trying to make sure I get this right. Watch those. Oops. I'm fixing this as I go. Stomach giving me some trouble right now too. I haven't eaten, slept, so on and so forth. It's gonna take me a few days to recover from this past weekend. I don't have anything like this coming up. That was been having a pretty hard month here, which is pretty standard each year. It does take me a few days to start to feel better. But as I get older, I won't be able to do all this. Grateful I can do what I can do. And let's see, Jerry was 85. Jerry Dowling was 85. But it's unlikely I'll get that far. So I know anything I want to do needs to be done now. How's that looking? It's looking okay. I do like these. I wish I could find these pens. I initially found these maybe 2 years ago on Temu of all places. I just started using it. It's one of the first things I bought because I saw these. I thought I'll try them. I was low cash wise and needing some pens, and I gave them a try, and these are really nice. Now I can't find them again. It's a problem with Temu. They have things are temporarily on there. What's really good about these are that they're waterproof. Hmm. Maybe I'll come on here tomorrow around noontime and add some color to this. How about that? Oh, Jet 273. Hello there, Jet 27 Jetty. Jetty. Here in Florida, we've got some jetties. Gotta watch where you go. I'm sorry, I'm missing some light. As I say, I'm usually set up with lights and all, and I used them during the antiquarian book fair we had this weekend, which I was part of. And I've hardly pulled anything out of the car from it. But trying to rest, it really got me tired. But maybe I'll come back. Also, I'm tired now. I may come back tomorrow around noontime and color this. If not, maybe tomorrow evening again. What do you like to do? Do you draw, Jetty? And what do you like to draw? And what's 273 mean, I wonder? Is that an area code? And I do hope to be coming on here a bit. Usually come here on Sunday night specifically, but I'm probably gonna come here a bit more between now and the 17th, just because of the good people. I may keep this as simple as that, which is strange and odd for me. Got look at all that pencil on the side of my hands. Sorry, I will have the other light tomorrow. In fact, I'll get it out tonight to make sure. Ooh, I had that fold in the wrong place. I don't think Jetty stayed with us. And I know I would be best to do this late night, but that's not so easy to do for me. So I've tried last year, especially to try doing a lot of late night stuff. It's just really tough. Okay, so just a little happy. You might call him a leprechaun. I'll think of him as one of the good people. This is on a watercolor stock that I got from Miller Paper and Pad, which is in Massachusetts or in New England. But I'll probably go ahead and just do add color. It's pretty quiet here in the 7:32. So what happens when it gets real quiet here is I don't go a long time. I don't do the whole hour. I just do about half hour and I bolt off. So I'll probably do that. I will leave my eraser. Oh, my eraser. Oh, I think, I just moved. I did move that too. Let me take this. This is a neat pencil, which is what I penciled this with. This is a pencil I got from Pop Shelf, which I recommend as an art supply store, and that art supply stores are becoming hard to find. I don't really consider Hobby Lobby or Michael's to be art supply. I don't know what they're doing. No one's there to help you, and you're kind of on your own. No one's there for you at Pop Shelf either. But you can, if you no one's going to be there, at least you should be able. For one of the big things is their prices are lower than Michael's, and it's also easier to get in and get out. They're not that big. Stores are small. Top Shelf is not an art store, but they have a good supply of art materials, and this is in their pen department. And this is a very soft pencil. I think it's a 4 or 5B, and then this eraser really really it is in a hidey hole there, so it's well protected when you're traveling, and then it's long, comes out there at good length. So I recommend this, and I think they run $3 or so. Yes, I also have cheap pencils I use. I like using them. I just saw it. Let's see one here. There's a cheap pencil. I don't know. Who knows how long I've had that? Looks like I got some ink on it at some point. Okay. Try to take this pencil off. Yes, of course, another way of doing this is to pencil it, put on a light box, ink over it. I have found my artwork gets really stiffens up. This goes back decades. I am in my 47th year of doing this, for heaven's sakes. Professionally getting paid to do artwork, that is. I wish I could say that. This is not the best. Hold on, let me go get a better. That's okay. I guess you're really stuck, but I'm pretty sure this eraser right over here. Back there it is. Yeah, here's some. I think this is Pentel. I think I might have gotten this at Dollar Tree. Pack of 3 or 4. I don't know if they still have them there or not. I got tons of erasers, tons and tons and tons and tons. And I don't pencil a lot, so I'm so used to drawing now. And the thing is, since this is a soft lead, that means it's hard to erase. So the lead will, if you press too hard, will actually bury into the paper, and this does have a tooth to it, as it's known. So that's not good. I just dropped the eraser. We're doing a lot of stretching exercises while on the road the last few days involving the book fair, and I was doing free happy animal drawings at the book fair. I haven't posted. I need to post some over on the little Facebooky thing YouTube has. I think I posted some over on Facebook, but none here. I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll go ahead and wrap up. So look for that's what I'll do. I'll just go ahead and take the next half hour and get the illustrations I did posted on Facebook and get them set to move here. I'm going to set this aside. So again, pencils from Pop Shelf has a little scanny thing. Unfortunately, there's no name otherwise on it. There's no name on the tab. I think there's a symbol. There's no name on the pencil. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Statler. I apologize. Stupid me. Statler. You might be able to read this. Trip Plus. Tri Plus Micro 1.3 millimeter. I think that's more than 1.3. That is one more one. I don't know what they mean by 1.3 millimeter. That's not lead's more than 1.3. It's a good. It's much larger. Um, And then this eraser's a Pentel eraser. They come in a pack. They're all little. I think again, Dollar Tree $1. Maybe they're of course $1.50 now. I don't know if they even still have them. I don't know how long I've had this. I had tons. It's like this pencil that I probably had for 30, 40 years. And I've been slowly gathering these. You know what happens when you get these, when you've used pencils drawings, again, 47 years professionally, that long, you start to gather things like this and they fall into here and fall over there and fall over here. So especially last year when I was in another location, I was finding these pencils everywhere and getting them all in one place. I have hundreds of pencils. I have one in my ink. I have a box here, which is also Timu, which I really can't share. One of these days I'll have to figure out how to do that. But this box I use is I have a box for my pens, my not my ballpoints, for my drawing pens like these. I have a box for pencils that includes colored pencils, and I have a box for watercolor and such. Each of these boxes have trays, and they really work very well. And that was something else I found on Temu. I've never seen them in an art store. Someday I'll have to do a different kind of video where I can show this stuff. We'll see. All right. Thank you very much for being here. I hope to return tomorrow, maybe around noontime. See something. One thing neat about doing it this way is I could do it this way. Look up here, and I get a better sense of what I've done. And you really get I see all that smudge. I can go wash my hands after this. So I'll go wash my hands and I'll move artwork and set it up. What I'll probably do is there's so many drawings, I'll probably set up over a number of days so they'll show up. Um, but you could, as much as you see it here in front of you, one important thing is this: most artwork is reduced. It's done very large, like comic book artwork. It's done very large, and then it's reduced on the page. So what you do in front of you is not what gets printed. And that's the difference back to the words about commercial artwork. So in this sense, I'm looking up here and I see a reduced version because YouTube reduces this. It's smaller screen, smaller all this. And I can I actually better see what I've just done up there than I do here. But anyway, little things, little hints and tricks. So even if you don't do a live program, if you're working on a project and you want an idea of what it looks like, I'm not sure if you could do YouTube. Yeah, because you just set private to the video. You could do your artwork here. Set again, the video set to private. You do your artwork. It's showing up on the screen, and then that'll reduce it, and you have a better idea of the sharpness of the artwork than just looking at it here, which is really helpful, believe it or not. If you and you may know that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and scoot. It looks like someone else is here. I don't know if they want to say hello or interact. Hello, anyone? Hello, hello. Otherwise, I'm going to scoot, and I'm going to set up the artwork I've done this weekend and start posting it. I was going to go because it looked like no one was really here, so I'll. You want to say anything? No. I was talking about materials and supplies and things too. And I'm gonna go ahead and probably come back around noontime tomorrow and paint this. Noontime, 2 o'clock, sometime tomorrow. I'm sorry to be so wide open, but it depends on timing, and I've got a lot of stuff going on, to put it mildly. But thank you very much for watching. Again, even I was trying to get the legs right. That's that's not too bad, but I'm still have the problem of having the legs a little too short to the body, to the arms. That arm should be a lot shorter. Things to work on, I guess. All right. Thank you all for being here. I'll be here to hopefully be back tomorrow, either at 12, 2, or 7, probably 12 when I'm awake. All right. Take care, Rob Smith here. And I'll get this other light here too so you can see better. Bye. Good night.